Hi guys, it's Mrs. Musica again, and we're going to try a different math strategy today, and we're going to call this using the algorithm. So we're actually going to, instead of using tens and ones, we're going to be using some number symbols to represent the things that we're doing. So we're going to do a quick review here. I was able to actually grab some math manipulatives when I was at school today, and I did want to show them to you just to make sure that our lesson the other day, we're really clear on what they look like. Okay, so there is our little one. Okay, and remember we used a dot to represent that one, and here is our long, so 10 of those fit in there, and we used, for this one we used a dot, and for this one we used a line, and then here is our 100, and let me put the orange one out there just because I have yellow paper. Okay, and 10 of these will fit in here, so once I have 10 of those I can trade it in for that, and for that one we used a square. And then here is our cube, and it's a little bit hard to see under here. Give it a little minute to focus a little bit, but that represents 1,000. And our picture for that one, if you remember, was, it's a little bit messy, but that's fine. We know what we're talking about. There's that and that, and connect those. And there is our 1,000. So we would need 10 of these. So 10 of these to make one of these, okay? But since I grabbed them, I wanted to make sure that we knew what those were. All right, so we're gonna get started on using the algorithm. And to get started, I'm gonna start with a double digit problem and just kind of review that with you. So if we have 56 plus 29, okay? And I'm just gonna show you a little trick here. We're gonna divide this in half. Above here, I'm gonna put a T, because that means everything in this column is a 10. And here I'm going to put an O, okay? And so that T, remember, is going to equal tens. And then I have that O that's going to represent ones. So everything that's a 1 is going to go here. Everything that's a 10 is going to go here. And you probably already guessed it. Whatever goes here is going to have an H above it. And that H, what do you think that's going to represent? It's going to represent hundreds. And not in this problem, but in some of the other ones, we are going to need that T that's going to represent thousands. Now, an important thing to remember when we're doing this is that inside of this space under here can only go one digit. Remember, our digits are the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So underneath here can only go a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, or a 9. If we get above that 9 and we end up with a 10, we need to do some trading. Because think about it, if we have 10 ones, then we can get a 10. And if I have 10 tens, I can get a flat. And if I have 10 flats, I can get a cube. So inside of these spaces, you can have only one digit. Okay, and over here you might have none, that's fine, it just means you don't have any, all right? So we're gonna start here, and instead of putting out our math manipulatives, instead of drawing them, I'm just gonna start at the larger number, or the greater number, and I'm gonna count up to 6, all right? So we're gonna put that 9 in our head, so stick that 9 in your head, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So under here, I end up with a 15. But remember, we can only have one digit there. These are the ones, and the only numbers that can go over under here are the ones that are ones. So in the number 15, the number that's in the ones place is 5. So that's going to have to stay here, okay? Do we have enough to make a 10? We do, because we've got 10 there. 15 with 1 10 and 5 ones. So that 5 is going to stay here, and that 10 is going to go over here with these 10s. Okay? And we got to take them out. If I didn't erase, I'd erase them right there. Okay? Now what do we have here? We have 5 tens, and 2 tens make 7, and 1 10 makes 8. So there we have 85. We don't have any hundreds because we have to have at least 10 tens to get that 100. And we don't have any thousands. So we're done with that one, okay? So now I'm gonna do one right here, and I want you to stop the video, and I want you to try it on your own. Remember, you're gonna divide it out first. You're gonna write these letters on the top, just so you can remember what they are. And actually, because 10 and 1,000 start with the same letter, let's make this one a T-H, the. We're gonna call that a the, okay? All right, so let's try 87 plus 45. Okay, go ahead and pause the video on your piece of paper, and with your pencil and paper, go ahead and try that one on your own, and then come back and we can do it together. Okay, now that you're back, this is what your paper should look like. You should have this divided, and I really do want you to be using, when you turn in your work to your teacher, they're going to be looking for these things. They don't want you to just write the answers. They want to see that you're dividing it out. So remember, above this one's going to go the O for ones, the tens, the hundreds, okay? And we're not going to have any thousands in these double digits. We would only be going up to hundreds, so we're going to stop there, and I'm actually going to draw that extra line in case I need it. We're going to start at that greater number, and we're going to count up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And remember, if you have another strategy for that, use it. Use whatever is the most efficient. I would probably choose to do 5, and there's a 5 inside of here, so that's 10 and 2 more, and then we'd have 12. So once again, which one of these is going to stay? The 2 is going to stay, because here we have a 10. And we could take those 10 ones, and we would trade it in, and for it we would get another 10. And I'm going to stick it up there because it really doesn't matter. I just need to make sure that I remember to count it. So here, I'm not going to have it 12 anymore. I only have a 2. My 10 was traded in, 10 of my ones was traded in for a 10, and it goes here. And now I'm going to add these up. I have 8, 10. Remember, start with the greater number to make it faster to add. 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let's try that again, 8, 9, and 13. Here we have 13 tens. If we have 13 tens, we have enough here to trade in for 100. So 10 of those 10s becomes 100. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to trade it in for 100. Got to take it off of here now. So now I have 3 10s and 100. I didn't have any hundreds before, and now I have the number 132. And it looks a little messy on there, but you guys all have your pencil to erase it. So your answer should be 132. Let's try one more together, and then I'm going to do just a little enrichment activity on adding more than anything, how to add some of those numbers, okay, how to group some things together. So for this one, we didn't do any that had hundreds in it, so let's do one, because that's really what you're doing in this unit. 324 plus 292, okay? All right, so we're going to divide this out so that the ones are right on top of the ones, the tens are right on top of the tens, the hundreds are on top of the hundreds, and we're going to leave a little space here for the thousands. Okay, so we have above here, we're going to put ones, tens, hundreds, the thousands. That's just to make sure that we've got everything in their correct place. So you've got 4 ones and 2 ones. That's going to give you 6. 1 digit, 1 space. So that's fine. I don't have to do anything in this one. 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 tens. 1 digit, 1 space. I have 2 here. So one of the tens is going to stay here. And the other 10, which is 10 tens, is now going to become 100. Remember to take it off. You erase it. Now I have 500. Don't forget that little one up there. 600, 700, 800. 1 digit, 1 place, so I don't have to do anything with that. So I have 816. Okay, now let's do one more. You're going to try this one on your own. 6, 3, 4 plus 5, 2, 9. Okay, so pause the video and go ahead and try that one on your own. Okay, guys, now that you're back, please make sure that you're showing each one of these steps. You're going to divide that, divide that, divide that. On top of here on your paper, you should have an O. Here you should have a T. Here you should have an H. And here you should have a TH, a th. We're going to do this one, 9 and 4. Remember, you're using whatever strategy you know how to use for this. I'm just using counting up just to make sure that we're on the same page when we're doing this. All right, so 9 and 4 is going to give me 13. Let's try that. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So here I end up with 13. Remember, ones are going to have to be under the ones. I've got 2 digits. We can't have 2 digits under there. 1 digit, one space, 1 digit. So here we have 13. So do I have enough to make a 10? Absolutely. I have 10 ones in there plus 3 more. So here's going to stay your 3. This is going to be here because we traded it in. And now we have 3, 4, and 5, and 6. And here we had 6 tens and 5. I'm not 6 tens, 6 hundreds and 5 hundreds. So that made an 11. And remember, 1 digit, 1 space. So that 1 in the hundreds is going to stay here. And here we're going to get an 1,000 or 1,000. And that goes there. So our number is 1,000. So let me put it down here what it would look like if you were erasing it. Okay, 1, 1, 6, 3. Remember when we write numbers, if there's more than 3, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and stick a comma. And when we see that comma, we're going to read it as 1,000, 1,000, 163. Okay? All right, guys, so that's what you're going to be doing today on your math sheets. All right, stick around for another math lesson where we're talking about a little bit of strategies that we can use when we're adding these numbers. So if you understand this, if you didn't, go back and watch the video again, but if you understand this, you can go ahead and get started on the sheets, and if not, you can stick around for an extra lesson.